Okay, so we're going to start by doing some agility. So we have two cones. They're about 10 steps apart, roughly whatever space you have. It can be shorter. But if you do it shorter, do more reps. So you're going to start at one cone, whatever side you start, you're going to face not this way, sideways, because you're going to shuffle to the other cone. So you're going to get low, shuffle to the cone, hit with your outside leg. I know, I don't see that cone too well. So you're going to shuffle, hit with that outside leg, push off, and sprint through the opposite cone. So make sure you're not stopping at this cone, and make sure when you're shuffling, your feet are facing this way the entire time. You're not going like this. You're not going like this. So you should be shuffling all the way to the other cone, all the way, hit, sprint back, all the way through. Obviously, I'm not going full speed, but that's because of my knee. You should be going full speed. So then once you do that, I'd do that about 5 times. You can take a 10-second rest in between each one. You don't have to do them rapid fire, but just make sure you're shuffling and you're not going around the cone and sprinting through. You're hitting with this outside foot where the cone is and sprinting back all the way through the cone. So that's our first one. Start one way, do one way, 5, 6 times. Switch to the other side. Push off, sprint all the way through. And then you do that side 5 or 6 times. Shuffle, stay low, sprint all the way through. That step at the end you should be exploding. So once you hit, you're loading this quad and exploding through your sprint. So this agility is helping with your shuffling and your speed, but also breaking down while you're shuffling and then exploding out of it and reacting fast on that cone. So then you do that side, again, like 5 or 6 times. This is a pretty short agility, so, I would do it 5 or 6 times both sides and then switch back, do both sides again. So that's a pretty easy one to do. It doesn't have to be this length. It's real easy to do it short. It's just a shorter distance to shuffle and sprint. So that's just, you just get less shuffling, but you still get that step of exploding through. So you can definitely do this one inside. There's not a ball, so just if you run into something and break something. So then we also did this one at practice with our stick. So now you're in defensive position, you're shuffling, and then you're exploding through. That helps then it's footwork and your stick movement. So whichever way you're shuffling, that's the way your stick is. And then when you explode, you're turning and sprinting through. It's almost like if you're playing defense, they pass the ball in the middle of the 8. And you got to crash in really fast. You're getting that quick footwork. So then same way the other side, you're leaning with this, and then you're crashing in. So we have that one. That's easy. You can do with your stick, without your stick. Just make sure you're getting that quick footwork. So then the one we also did with the cones, it's a little harder to do if you're on concrete or a smooth surface, but so you have your ball. You're gonna start at one cone. Oops, rolling away. So you're gonna pick up the ball, stop, cradle, cradle, drop the ball, sprint to the cone, come back, cradle, cradle, drop the ball to the cone, cradle, drop, cone, cradle, drop, just back and forth. So you can do that one for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, 45, go in the middle. So that's one that you are going to be definitely doing rapid fire. So it's kind of hard to count, but if you wanted to count, you could do, hitting a cone 10 times, but I would time it. It's an easy way to do it, but it's hitting ground balls, but also getting to the cone, getting back. So if you're on a smooth surface, I would just be careful with dropping it. You pick it up and then get low, dropping it, hit the cone, get low, dropping it, and then maybe you just have to be a little quicker to stop it from rolling. So that was our agility. You can do that left-handed too. I'm not a huge believer in like left-handed ground balls. I don't, my whole life playing lacrosse, I don't know if I ever picked up a ground ball left-handed, but things to do, get you comfortable in your stick. So that's a good thing. If you're not super comfortable in your left hand, do a few of those left-handed. Practice setting it down, coming back up. Never hurts. So now we have our wall ball that we did. So whenever you're doing wall ball, I'd always start with a little warm-up. A few right, a few left. I'd suggest like 10 right, 10 left. I'm not going to do 10 right, 10 left, but just a little bit to get you warmed up. So, even maybe some off shoulder. You never know when something like that's going to happen. But you never know when you're going to hit the bounce back wrong. So, you got to be comfortable doing everything. You get weird passes in a game. So you got to practice everything. You can't have a perfect pass every time. So we started just doing, pass, catch, back up, pass, catch, back up. So a big thing with this is to make sure you're staying in a straight line. So you want to make sure when you're passing, catching, you're not passing, going back, and then you shouldn't be going in a circle. It should be, you get a pass, got to back up from a defender, and then you got to redrive. So you also want to make sure it's more of a shuffle than anything, but you're not backpedaling, so it shouldn't be backpedal. You don't really backpedal from a defender. I lost all my balls. So you're not really backpedaling. It's more of a run, but that's also another thing about getting comfortable with your stick is you get comfortable doing different body movements. So it's almost like I'm running, my hips are turned elsewhere, where I'm running to, but my head is turned. So I'm shoulder stick, but my hips are this way running while I'm still looking at the wall, which is my defender. So you want to pass, catch, run through it, and then running, but you're still facing the wall, and then quick turn, because it's almost like you realize your defender lost you. So you're coming back, oh, my defender's gone. Back in. Come back in. Come back in. So that's what we started with. That's a good one. It just keeps you moving, helps you catch the ball on the run. There's a lot of times in games where you're not just standing still, passing and catching. You're running through the 8, you're running in transition. So being able to catch and throw on the move is really important. So then we did that one. So left and right. So left-handed, not very warmed up today. So you do the same thing left-handed, pass, turn. So, do each a few times, get you comfortable. It's also a good way to practice your left. This is one of the ways I got good with my left and comfortable passing and catching. It's really hard to be comfortable with your left, especially when you're moving. You're doing things like passing and cutting on the move. So now we're gonna get into the roll we did. So you're doing the same thing, but it's different once you get to the top. So pass, run through. So you're doing this again, the run where your hips are this way, where your head's that way, your shoulders are this way. So you're coming back. So in this one, your stick's behind you. Then you're gonna step and switch and turn this way. So it should be a 1 or 2 step move. So you're coming back, step, step, turn. You'll notice I didn't take up much space. I didn't turn in a circle. So when I come back, I'm not going like this. I'm taking up as little space as I can. Because if I really want to make a move with my defender coming at me, it's going to be in 2 steps before they even react. So that's the thing. So when you're making moves, you want to use as little space and be as quick as you can. So, you know, you're going to come, catch, back, turn, and then you can go right into your left hand, then go back left-handed. Same thing, quick move, come back. So super good thing to do, keeps you moving. You get a little cardio in. You know, this is one of the ones you can do this for like a minute and take a break. I'm already a little out of breath and I did it like 3 times. So this is a really good one. You can also, you know how we went to our left, you can come back, you know, roll to your left and switch back right. If you want to do your right side the whole time and then do the same with your left. Then you can go in this way, ooh, left, back, turn. So you can do it that way too. Another big thing I'd stress is when you're doing this, if you drop the ball, I've dropped the ball a few times. So say I throw it and it bobbles off my stick. You know, I don't want to just walk over and grab it and be like, all right, let's start again. Because you don't do that in a game. You know, if you bobble it, you want to be, oh, I got it, I'm back. You know, say I drop it here, oh, and I'm back into my move. That's the best way to do it. You learn how to recover really quickly, even though obviously you don't have a defender on you now. You know, someone might be there to pick up that ball. So you want to learn how to react and really see that it's the best when you're doing it by yourself. So when it happens in a game, you're right on it and you got it. So this is a good thing to practice while you're at home. You don't need another person. You don't need cones to do this. Really easy. Get your heart rate up. So if you guys have any questions, let me know.